Hey guys, this is Aegis, and I am here with Anticipate, going to be casting this game on Typhon Peaks. On this map, we have a Destiny, our red Zerg player, and his opponent is going to be Taberu, the blue Protoss player.
Hey guys, this is Anticipate, and I think this is gonna be a pretty cool match. I mean, we looked on the time for the game total match. It's around 40-50 minutes, so just expect something cool. I'm not gonna like spoil anything for you. We already kind of spoiled it, but let's see what happens.
Yeah. Not that we actually know what happened in this game, because we did not preview this. So there's the gas coming up for Destiny. Looks like it was just a gas cancel to be able to get that extra drone out quicker, and he's going to be getting his Overlord real soon. This is a pretty standard build order for Zerg as of this point in time. There's the Overlord coming up. We'll get unsupply blocked real soon. And Taberu, chrono boosting his probes out right now, should be seeing a 12 or 13 gate, maybe sometimes a 14 gateway, if he's going super greedy.
Right. This matchup nowadays, it's been changed a lot. Protoss struggling right now against Zerg and all that, and as we've seen in the MLG, that Zerg can do pretty good, and also the what was the other one? Stefano winning the other one, so we can see that Zerg still reigning over Protoss.
Yeah, so we do have our Zerg player throwing up his spawning pool, going pool first, and no gas, so we will be seeing a expansion off of this relatively soon. And there's a little probe going to be scooting around here, checking everything out. Taberu is going to be going for his gas right now, and the probe is going to be scooting in here to check, to continue mining, not check things out. This probe over here is checking out the Zerg base, and there's a pool finishing up. Should be seeing a queen on the way. There's the queen coming up.
Right, and we forgot to mention the map here, and we're on Typhon Peaks,
Yeah.
and this map is this has all these like paths going around about, so good for counterattacks and all that, and I really think Zerg is really just favored on this map.
Yeah, because of these wide open areas. Look at the natural expansion. I'm surprised that Taberu has not X this map out. Look at how wide this is for your natural expansion. There's ways to come around this side as well. There's these destructible rocks over here that have another destructible rocks. And then your third base is guarded by rocks over here as well. And there's a stupid ledge here where you can park things and kill things off from that direction as well. Storms over there being quite useful as well. First Zella is popping out for Taberu. Interesting how he was walling off with his second gateway.
Right, and it looks like he's gonna get some sentries out real quick, and his Zerg opponent, I actually don't. Did he open with like gasless expand?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
right.
getting the gas now.
Okay, now we're gonna see a late speed upgrade for Zerglings, and Protoss, I is he gonna expand soon? I'm not so sure.
I don't think so. He's probably going to go up to 3 gateways at least before taking an expansion. Otherwise, Zerg is very easily going to be able to overrun that expansion. He does have a probe hiding over here, so we might see a pylon go down. And we do have the Overlord scooting back towards the main. There's 2 queens over here. One will soon lay a creep tumor. There it is. And begin moving down to the natural expansion. Mainly seeing drones out of Destiny as of this point. 7 more drones on the way. See no Zerglings out in the field as of this point. Actually, no, there's 2 hanging out over here in front of the Protoss base. Looks like they will be scooting up towards the front. Taberu is going to be able to tickle one of those Zerglings.
Yeah, Destiny just like really favoring this style where he just like saves all his library for the drones, and he does this like really unique. Well, it's not really unique. He's been doing it for a while. This 2 base, Infestor Link style that he always just like opts to do.
Yeah.
And he did explain it one time on his stream that he doesn't really like to get his third and fourth until he actually does his first push out. And actually, the Protoss just getting his expansion now.
Yeah, so he is expanding off of 3 gateways. Should be seeing the warp gate complete and another complete warp in of sentries to help zone this area off. And there's the pylon coming down for Tower. Looks like it did get canceled. The other funky thing about this is the wall off here for the natural expansion does not cover your main ramp. So whenever your units are like down here, Zerg can always try to run into the main, which is always a problem for Protoss players on this map. And we have Destiny now grabbing all of the gas. He does have the lair now on the way, and our Protoss player going up to those 6 sentries. And a forge is on the way as well, and there's a forge trying to cover the main ramp, as I was saying earlier.
Yeah, and this game, it looks like these guys are just gearing up for some heavy macro play right now. And Destiny throwing down a Roach Horn right now, that is kind of against his normal play-up style, I might say. That he usually just really opts in for like, the heavy Zergling numbers, but we'll see if he goes for a 2-base timing right now.
Yeah, maybe it's because of what he's seeing up here at the front. Possibly to help defend against a expand 3-gate push that Protoss can try to do on this map. But of course, with this wide open area, I believe Taberu will like to prefer to stay at home. And there's the ground weapons level 1 on the way, so perhaps Taberu is going to be going for a interesting 6-gate timing. It's still a possibility as of this point, still chrono boosting those probes out. Stalker warping in the main base will be joining the forces down here. I don't know if this is actually a gap, but with the recent changes, or not so recent changes, with the walling off of a bottom of a ramp, I'm not it's really hard to tell.
Yeah, like maps on like Tal'Darim Altar. Sometimes I will put like a supply depot or a barracks, and there's like a little gap. You have to actually like rotate your camera angle to see exactly, and those things can really mess you up if there's like a Zergling run bys or anything like that.
Yeah, it looks like the Baneling's nest has now completed. More Zerglings on the way. The third base is coming up for Destiny. He is securing a slight food lead. He's also got the pneumatized carapace speed for the Overlords, as well as the Ventral Sacks on the way, so we may be seeing a Zergling Baneling Roach drop shortly.
Yeah, you know what? We might just see a good old Baneling bomb drop soon coming out of the Overlords.
Yeah.
Protoss army.
Yeah, and that's always good against the Sentry. Cleaning up those pretty quickly would mean there's only 3 Stalkers remaining for Taberu. He is warping in additional gateways right now, and there's a gateways number 5 and 6 finishing up, and we should be seeing the 6-gate push commence shortly. He does have his units positioned in the center. He's got a pylon over here warping in some units. He's also got a probe at the ready to throw down another proxy pylon, maybe in the bushes over here. To be able to continue the assault as he pushes forward. Destiny now getting a ton of Banelings, 9 Banelings coming out right now, as well as 5 more Roaches. He's already got 8 Roaches out on the field, and looks like one Zealot advancing forward does get taken out relatively quickly by those Roaches. Taberu getting into a position, not really wanting to engage those Roaches as of yet.
Yeah, it looks like, Glue is definitely not one to engage right here. That is really not good for him. The whole area, Banelings and Roaches can so easily surround the Protoss army. And he just doesn't have enough army to crush that Zerg army, right?
Yeah, it looks like Taberu is going to try to take out this third base of Destiny before moving back home. He did cancel a pylon there. Looks like he will be canceling that one as well. And the rocks do fall, and he's going to try to push down here. 2 force fields going down. He may try to go for that hatchery. We'll see if he decides to do that. Looks like the Roach is trying to advance forward, and the Overlord's now loaded up with the Banelings. And it looks like Taberu force fielding pretty well there. And Zerglings and Roaches trying to come forward once again. And Taberu is still trying to go for this attack.
Yeah, Destiny, is just looking for that right moment when Protoss is all like balled up and just coming down the ramp. But he just, Taberu being so careful right now. And he really needs to be careful, true, at that, because if those Banelings land and those Protoss clones and all the Stalkers are just going to go say bye.
Looks like Destiny is surrounding from the backside. The Overlords are trying to get into position. Force field's going down, and it looks like Destiny is unable to drop yet right now. He's losing a lot of Overlords, but he has plenty of supply. 1 Overlord goes down with 4 Banelings in it. Looks like Taberu will successfully hold this off. Looks like another Baneling does get taken out over there, and Destiny is forced back temporarily. And meanwhile, Taberu has been able to secure his third base. Plenty of probes mining over there. He's also going to be throwing up some additional tech structures real soon. Actually, abandoning base over here. I wonder if we did see a drop in the middle of that. Let's take a look. Nope, no drops from Destiny. It was just a straight up transfer from Taberu over to the third base. He needs to make more workers to make this more sustainable. We have our Zerg player continuing to make Banelings, 8 more on the way. For Destiny right now, the Roaches are going to be drawn forward, and a Baneling does go off on a Stalker. Stalkers are pretty good against Banelings.
Oh yeah, with their immense kiting abilities, especially their off creep right now. And Taberu throwing down a Twilight Council right now. It looks like he's gonna research Blink as soon as that's done. But I actually think getting a robotics facility would have been a better option. Oh, but Destiny trying a Baneling drop here, but gets shut down with the fast reaction of Taberu.
Yeah, the great reaction time from Taberu as he was microing back from the center. It looks like one Zergling continuing to secure this Zelnaga Watchtower. And the
Hero
Baneling,
Zergling.
where's the Baneling drop? One of these Overlords has Banelings in it. There's one. He's actually using an empty Overlord to juke the Protoss army to try to make those probes from stop mining over here, and there's still this one Overlord with those Banelings at the ready. He's even taking a very bold fourth expansion over here.
Yeah, that is also quite surprising. You know, you usually want to expand away from the Protoss, especially on this map. You know, taking out the rocks in the left center of the map. But you know, if you have another engagement coming up here, and if you can snipe the third here, it's gonna be so big.
Looks like the Roaches and the Banelings still being held back a little bit. Taberu not having enough to really engage this army. As of this point, looks like another Overlord will fall. Destiny has been forced to spend a lot of money on those Overlords as of this point.
Yeah, and those Baneling drops, and you have to do damage with that early on, or with like the beginning 6-gate push, but he was not able to do that. And now Protoss is gonna sit back gently and, you know, get his Colossus out, get the meaty units out for doing a lot of DPS. And looks like this Overlord's gonna get sniped before it drops any, but is it gonna get it? No, and the
Oh no, there's the Banelings coming down. Looks like it was only able to kill. Oh no. Taberu not spreading his probes far enough. Did
Right.
lose a couple there. Just 6 workers. Usually you lose a lot more due to those Baneling drops. And it looks like Destiny loses yet another Overlord. And here comes a push out from Destiny. Looks like a couple of Baneling bombs did land on that army. And the Stalkers are being forced back. Blink is complete. So Taberu is going to be able to show us some pretty nice Blink micro here. Going to be able to take out the vast majority of that Roach army. A couple of those weakened Stalkers now up at the front. And Destiny is in a position to lose a bunch more Overlords.
Yeah, Destiny a little bit back foot here, but you know he's okay because right now he's sitting on 4 bases, and you know going back to the Baneling drop at the third of Taberu, if Destiny waited just a little bit longer, you know I just saw a bunch of probes coming after the Baneling drop, so he could have
Yeah.
done a lot more damage. And you know this action Protoss is doing, just going around with the blink stalkers, just keeping the Zerg in the base until he can get the
Yeah.
Colossus out.
Looks like a couple of Blink Stalkers do get caught out of position, but Taberu able to take out that 4th base that was sort of ineptly placed
Yeah,
by
no,
Destiny. I really did
definitely.
not like that.
That fourth base should have definitely been placed at the bottom left position, where it's much more safer and more good for the Zerg, and then you can just guard it by taking the central control of the map. But that was just not a good move by Destiny.
Yeah, especially being able to force Taberu out of the center of the map with those Baneling drops, and it looks like Storm is being researched. And Taberu is going to be pushing forward with those Stalkers right now, going to be able to take out a couple more units. Zergling is going to be advancing as well, and we'll see if Destiny is able to get the surround off. Looks like the Stalkers are in position to be able to escape. The blink cooldown is done, so he will be able to blink back, and there's a blink back and a couple of Stalkers. And Roaches will be engaging shortly. It looks like a little bit of a warp in over here, as well as Immortals coming out onto the field will help deflect our Zerg player, and a single Stalker is going to be checking those rocks out as well.
Taber putting up some defensive cannons. He's really not gonna have to lose his third here, because that would spell the end for him. And I've noticed these Overlords that Destiny were carrying earlier. Well, he's putting the Banelings in there now, but those were just distractions to push the Stalkers back, as Taber probably thought there were Banelings in there earlier. But now Destiny doing a big scary push.
Yeah, he switched over to that very potent Infestor Zergling Roach composition, and it looks like Taberu is going to need some miracle storms and feedbacks to be able to hold this off. The Templar now advancing forward, feedbacks and storms going down. Will he be able to get those good storms off? No, he does not. He loses all of his Templar just sort of running forward, and the Fungals going down and the Banelings dropping on the Stalkers. Taberu's army is falling very quickly. A single Immortal working on those Roaches. It gets a couple of kills. Looks like it's going to be microed back by Taberu, and with that extended range, they will be able to continue ranging those units down, and the Infested Terrans popping out for Destiny. Don't know if I actually agree with him using all those Infested Terrans, even though they are so good. He could have thrown down some Fungals on that army and held it in place for those Roaches to be able to take care of.
Right, that will prevent the blink micro from happening and all that. And then surprisingly, Taber holding this scary push from Destiny. And Taberu also grabbing that safe expansion. Well, not really safe, but a ninja expansion at the bottom right.
Yeah, he's going to be throwing up a bunch of cannons up at the front, and Destiny now taking his 4th base in this bottom corner, and it looks like a couple of Stalkers are going to be advancing across the field, and Destiny is quickly rebuilding his army, going to be getting out a ton of Banelings once again, along with the Overlords in the air. He does have the 200 Overlord supply necessary, so he won't be getting supply blocked anymore. Looks like Taberu going to be continuing to make a couple of Immortals as well as those Templar out in the field.
Yeah, with the immortal buffs, immortals are so good right now. But at the last engagement, Taberu just sending all of his Templars straight to their deaths.
Yeah, I really like this placement of the sentry. The roaches will find it very hard to be able to advance up this ramp, especially with all of these cannons. The one thing I don't like is that there's only one pylon here.
Their Tosis pylon.
Yeah, it looks like this pylon finally getting scouted by Destiny will get cleaned up, and Destiny going to continue hanging out with the vast majority of his army in this position. Taberu taking control of the center, and there is a Spire now on the way.
Yeah, switching to the air tech, he's probably going to opt for some Brewlords eventually. But at this point, I'm surprised. Both of these players still only at three mining bases. At this point, Destiny usually wants to grab extra 2 more bases.
Yeah, as of this point, 22 minutes into this game, usually we see Zerg players on 5-6 bases, but Taberu has done such a great job of putting the pressure on. Looks like the Templar are advancing forward, and will he get one of the Templar? No, it looks like he does not. It survives with just a little bit of health left, and Taberu needs to spread his army out a little bit in case of those fungals. Looks like one Templar does get taken out. Taberu not throwing down the best of storms as of this moment. Looks like a couple of roaches do fall down into the orange, and looks like Destiny will be forced back for the moment. He still has those Templar trying to advance forward and do some feedbacks, and looks like one feedback does go down, and looks like that Templar trying to get focused by the roaches. Destiny does not get it, does lose one Infestor in that exchange.
Yeah, and still going with that Baneling bomb composition here, and it looks like a big engagement is gonna happen here. Blinking back, putting the Immortals and everything in the front, but he needs to just have this perfect arc right now. And the Baneling bombs are gonna go off right on top of the Stalkers now.
Yeah, all the Baneling bombs now dropping. None of the Templar in that mix actually did anything, so that was a lot of wasted gas. But Taberu, with actually a pretty nice spread here of the Stalkers, does survive some of the Baneling bombs and 2 Immortals. I guess they really are immortal. They survived that Baneling drop. It looks like a couple of Infestaterans will be trying to pop down here and focus down a couple of these Immortals. Looks like the Immortals are stuck shooting those Zerglings, and the Zerglings trying to chase after those Stalkers. Stalkers blinking back, trying to get out of there. Another Warpin will try to save this army here, and it looks like Destiny will be forced back. Both armies staying around 120, 130 food for the majority of this game.
Yeah, it's really weird. This game. If I feel like Protoss can definitely, macro better in this situation. His money climbing a little bit high.
Yeah.
Doing a few extra gateways would help. Also maybe doing a tech switch to the Colossus. His Templar play's been great, but I don't think it has really been paying off that much.
Yeah, Taberu doing a great job of actually harassing this bottom corner with all of these pylons that Destiny has not yet scouted. Looks like a couple of roaches will also get taken out as those Stalkers kill away everything over here. There's also some Zealots cleaning up this base down here. A couple of Banelings now rolling in. Will Taberu notice? Looks like he does, but will he be able to kill those off? Looks like they do get nice hits on all of those Stalkers. They're all extremely weakened now, and they're going to be trying to escape out of here. Zerglings chasing after them. Taberu may as well turn around 1 or 2 of those Stalkers to try to delay those Zerglings from chasing. Looks like the blink cooldown is ready. Once again, will be blinking back, warping into some additional Stalkers. His money is so high, he needs to get that spent as soon as possible. If he had actually spent that money well, I think he'd be in such a better position as of this point.
Yeah, but Taberu is still with the edge right now. Destiny's desperately trying to expand right now, but these Zealots are so annoying. And I really like to see some kind of White esque like DT harass right now, because he has so many areas that he can just harass the Zerg right now.
Yeah, I love how there's a probe sitting over here and the 3rd base getting taken out by Taberu, blinking down their action all over this map, and this probe will be able to warp in additional pylons shortly. There's 2 Zerglings seeing that this expansion is getting taken. Oh, look at the cannons going down all over the place, and the no man's land over here cannot get taken by either player. And it looks like Archon's now being warped in. And it looks like the Zerglings now engaging the Stalker over here. The probe's getting pulled as well.
Yeah, and Taberu just say, "Oh, I have 3,000 money banked up. Might as well throw out some cannons like a boss."
Yeah,
And
this
that's exactly what he's done.
This is an impenetrable expansion over here. 3 pylons to power all of those cannons, not gateways. I wish he had more gateways. I feel like he could have a bunch more gateways. He's been stuck on like 8. Let's see how many are over here. There's 9 gateways on essentially 4 bases for this entire time. Looks like a couple of changelings do get taken out over there, and this probe is still sneaking over here. We will probably see a pylon shortly if Taberu remembers, and we're gonna see a little blink down trying to get this hatchery canceled. Looks like it does get canceled, losing 75 minerals because of that. And Destiny repositioning his army down here. The blink stalkers coming forward, and we'll see if they're able to take out any infestors. Looks like down goes one of them, but a nice fungal out of that infestor before it died off. It looks like the vast majority of the Protoss army is going to be advancing over here shortly. It's mostly roaches, and if you can take out those roaches, and it will be really bad for Destiny.
Yeah, a couple of seconds ago, Destiny were really in a bad angle, and Protoss definitely could have wiped out the left side of the Destiny's army. But both sides playing very conservative right now. They do not want to lose their big army right now, especially Destiny with his money just so low.
And there's a transfer of probes from Taberu, going to be trying to secure yet another base. Destiny not able to get the bases up he needed earlier, and there's the harassment. 5 Zealots coming forward. He's going to be able to focus that hatchery down. It doesn't even matter if the roaches come running in this direction, and this will give Taberu a great chance to surround that army. It looks like a bunch of fungals going down. The infestors going down left and right. Tons of nice storms right now, but it looks like there's the Immortals coming into this battle, and Taberu might be able to overrun part of this Zerg army. It looks like the Archon's warping in. It looks like, oh no, getting all of those units mind controlled, and the hatch going down over here from Destiny, and it looks like the 2 Immortals over here getting caught out of position as well.
Yeah, Destiny cleaned that up, but losing his bottom left base. These guys just dealing so much blows to each other right now, and that investor's gonna get sniped, and he does indeed get sniped before, but not before getting a single fungal off.
And Taberu can actually blink over here, sacrifice his army, and clean up this last mining base of Destiny. He does not opt to do it, but it looks like another huge warp in of stalkers over here. He's going to be able to blink down onto the low ground or just range from the high ground. Oh no, nice blink. And it looks like Destiny is just running in the wrong direction now, and all the blink stalkers will be able to come over here and clean up a ton more of those drones. Destiny falling to 120 food. Taberu at 136. This third base trying to get retaken, and the roaches coming up to the high ground trying to surround this army. The Zerglings doing a nice job going onto the low ground, but this actually gives Taberu a nice chance to be able to clean up the roaches without the Zergling support.
Right, but Destiny playing really
yeah.
smart that the placement of the Zerglings, as soon as he blinks, the Zerglings are there to surround him, and he's
Yeah.
cleaning up really nicely.
Yeah, it looks like all of Zerglings do get taken out. This base still survives, but I feel like with Taberu harassing like how he is now, he's going to be able to take that out shortly. And it looks like some mining is going on over here for Destiny. Let's look at the income tab. Destiny at 1,200 minerals or whatever per second. Looks like a couple more drones will be falling over here, and it looks like a couple more stalkers going to be advancing against this position. Going to be able to take out a couple more units. Looks like they will also be able to range down the rocks and escape, I think.
Yeah, Taberu showing us how potent this blink micro and blink stalker harass can be, and Protoss units, people say they're really bad, but Taberu just proving us wrong.
And it looks like the base over here getting taken by Taberu, trying to get some use out of that no man's land. It looks like a couple of roaches advancing over here. Finally, the stalkers getting taken out. Nimble, but not strong enough to take on all of these roaches. And it looks like another bunch of Immortals have not been joining this fight. I feel like if he had brought those along, he could have killed off a lot of stuff. What?
Do I see a War Prism on the field?
Yeah, we do see a War Prism. He's going to be going for a little bit of an Immortal harass. Will those cannons come up in time? Those cannons looks like they will not be coming up in time. The War Prism continue to head towards the top. and the Zerg army is going to be advancing here shortly, and it looks like the cannons will not be complete. This expansion is going to be under siege. All the cannons getting cancelled instantaneously. The War Prism bringing the 2 Immortals towards the main. They may be able to take down some of these crucial tech structures, and Destiny just doesn't have enough money to utilize that Greater Spire, unable to make those Broodlords for the longest time, and a huge Warp-in over here will be able to take care of that Zerg army. Looks like the Infestors coming forward as well. It's mostly Archons, and they have very short range, so the Infestors are going to be good against holding them down. Looks like this base will be falling, and there's the not yet the drop, and almost looks like a bunch of Immortals do get taken, but not so great against Archons. It looks like this army does get cleaned up, and the Infestor does fall. All the Immortals do survive. Is that drop occurring yet? Not quite yet, and it looks like they may be trying to advance against this expansion. Nope.
And
there's the drop
happening right now.
And we're probably going to see him focus down the spawning pool. No more Zerglings for you, Destiny. He's going to have to bring all of his units back here to try to take care of this. It looks like the spawning pool does go down, and it looks like the Immortal is going to be able to range down a couple of those units. Are there Infestors in range here? Taberu needs to lift those Immortals and get out of here as soon as possible. There's the lift. 1 Immortal survives, so very, very red. And meanwhile, a nice harassment takes out this base over here. Oh, so much action over here on the map. Destiny still with this hatch here. I feel like Taberu will be able to take that out shortly, and Destiny will be in such a horrible position. Taberu climbing up to 160 food.
Yeah, Taberu is showing Destiny how to play Protoss like a boss right now. And if you look at the supply discrepancy, it is just basically, I mean, I really don't see a way Destiny can just climb his way back to this game. And it looks like the death blow is going to come right now.
Yeah, Taberu really needs to use his money. His money has been so high for this entire time. Looks like 1 Archon does get mind controlled, but they're quickly focusing down that Infestor, and not enough Infestors to throw down the critical fungal growths to be able to take that out, and Destiny has left the game.
Rage quit.
Yeah, and this is a very nice being able to take this base and secure it for Taberu, as well as the drop, taking out those the ability of Destiny to make lings, which is really crucial in this game. So very, very nice job with Taberu, doing very nice harassment all around the map. And of course, I'm Aegis.
I'm Anticipate.
Of course, check out Anticipate's channel at youtube.com/infinitystatemusic. You guys produce a lot of
Like trance and house music and all that, so definitely check us out.
Okay, yeah. So check out his channel with all of the music, and of course, please subscribe. This is Aegis signing off.